How y'all doing? This is Rob Burnham, aka Preacher Man R&B, and this is another episode of Richard TV 91. This time I'm doing another movie reviews, and this time I'm reviewing The Legend of Hercules. What The Legend of Hercules is about, this Hercules' mother is married to the king, and they had their first son. And she is growing out of love of her husband, the king, and she goes to Hera and asks for Hera's help, and Hera permits her to be with Zeus, and Zeus and her are together, and she becomes pregnant. And before she becomes pregnant, Hera says that you would name the child Hercules. Well, when she has the baby, the king gives him a different name, but his true name is Hercules, and he grows up with this different name, and him and his brother is going to get the princess because Hercules and the princess was swimming in the river or whatever, and Hercules' older brother finds them, and then they go back to the kingdom or whatever, and then later on that night, Hercules and his brother are riding back to the kingdom because the princess went on without him or whatever, and the Armenian lion shows up, and Hercules chokes the lions until he dies. And Hercules' older brother says that he killed the mean lion when actually Hercules did. And the king tells one of his commanders to take half the fleet to go to Egypt and to conquer this land that's near Egypt or whatever. And he tells Hercules to go with him. And this is after the king has told Hercules that his older brother's going to take the princess as his wife or whatever. And Hercules goes with his commander and his fleet to Egypt, and it's a trap laid by the king, and only two survivors is the commander and Hercules, and they get sold into slavery, and they're in the fighting pits or whatever, and they taught the fighting promoter or whatever, to let them go to Greece, but they had to defeat these two fighters that ain't never been defeated before, and they defeat them. Then they go to Greece, and Hercules has to fight six of the best fighters in Greece, and he comes out triumphant and wins his freedom back. And then he starts rallying everybody in Greece against the king, and this is when the king and Hercules' older brother finds out that Hercules is still alive, and Hercules has done accepted who he is, and he gets captured, and he's being whipped or whatever. And then he calls on Zeus to give him strength, and he's able to break free and to escape. And then he rallies more troops to his side, and then there's this big infight, this big war at the end of the movie, and he calls on Zeus again, and Zeus brings down his lightning into Hercules' sword, and he uses the lightning like a whip or whatever. And then he goes up against his stepfather, the king, and his brother comes up with Hercules' girlfriend or whatever, and she stabs herself and kills Hercules' brother, and then Hercules kills the king, and Hercules gets back Greece, and him and his now wife have a baby, and that's all that really happened on this movie. If y'all have ever watched The Legend of Hercules, what did y'all like about it? As always, Preacher Man R&B signing out. Guys, GG is awesome. This has been another episode of Richard TV 91. See y'all next time.